Oshi no Ko took the anime world by storm. Nobody was expecting this kind of popularity from this anime, and it raises the question, why was this series so popular to begin with? I think it has something to do with the appeal to the audiences. Oshi no Ko does something that we have never seen in any other anime. It connects the genres. You like shonen? You're probably gonna like Oshi no Ko. You like slice of life? This anime is for you. Romance? We have that too. It combines all of these great aspects together, and it draws in viewers you never expect to be drawn in. As an avid shonen only watcher myself, I was coming into Oshi no Ko, as I stated before, with the intent to hate on this series. I initially thought it was one of these series that were like Ero Manga Sensei, where there's just a bunch of romance, it's kind of cringy, maybe some Japanese weirdness going on, you know what I'm talking about. And once Goro popped up on the screen and he started professing his love about these young girls who are not even of age in America, I don't care if that's their tradition in Japan, it's still weird. I had an essay ready with insults, a list of every insult under the sun to call this series. But I decided to watch further, and as the first episode, second, third, fourth episode ended, I found myself sucked into this series. It truly had one of the most intriguing storylines I've ever seen in any anime before. And this is because it combines aspects like revenge, like the desire to be successful in your career, like romance, like murderous intent, all together into this spiral, this cyclone of amazingness. Because in the first episode, when it started off, I didn't quite know what the series was. The way I describe it is like it's life. You're just living through your eyes. I didn't really know what was gonna happen next, and it was weird to me. Because generally when you watch an anime, you know what is gonna happen next, right? We get a flashback in the beginning, we know what the character's goals are, we know how it's probably going to end, but Oshi no Ko was different. And it was different in a good way. In fact, I didn't even know who the main character was until the second or third episode, because in the first episode, Goro was shown to be the main character, but then it progressed to Ai as the main character as we saw her develop and progress in her career. And then towards the end of the episode where she gets murdered, we see the focus shift back to Aqua. This is just master storytelling. There's no other way to put it. And it's because the creator Akasaka actually created another popular series named Love is War. And anybody who's watched Love is War knows that each episode feels like its own story. That's what makes this series so intriguing. Each episode has its own baseline that it builds off of, and it's centered around that. And when you translate that type of storytelling into a series like Oshi no Ko, to where you can continue off of each episode, it just adds this new dynamic that's just so interesting and really a fresh breath of air in the anime scene. And not only that, it also connected all of these so-called side characters that really can't even be described as side characters. In the beginning, the manager of this agency's wife was seen as a villain, in fact, and she almost completely derailed Ai's career by exposing the fact she had children. And you start building a resentment towards her for this. Obviously, she got handled by the genius of Ruby and Aqua, but as the series progresses, she becomes an integral part in the management of the new agency, and you start building a connection with her. So this character that we initially saw negatively is now becoming this positive character, sort of revitalizing her life in a way, or her character scheme. And the final thing that I think makes this series so popular is the animation. The animation is amazing. I mean, you want to talk about good animation? That I hear animation thrown around too much nowadays about anime. This anime had good animation. A lot of people say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood had great animation. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood gets smoked by Oshi no Ko in animation every single day of the week. Oshinoko's animation is of the highest quality. This is 2023 animation right here. This is modern day high quality studio animation. Doja Kobo did an absolutely amazing job with the animation on this anime, and I imagine they'll continue to do an amazing job, because when you see a character show some intense emotion, you feel empathy for that character. I remember when Kana was crying, and I actually thought, you know, she actually looks pretty good when she's crying.
What do you mean by that?
As in, she's expressing it well. Let's not get any ideas here. I'm not a freakaholic like these Japanese people. But when these models were trying to be beautiful, when they were over 18, of course, they were attractive on screen because of the high quality animation. The animation in Oshinoko is nothing less than a 9 out of 10, an S tier at least. This anime is truly amazing in a number of different aspects, and I think this is perfectly shown by its rating on my anime list. It was the top anime for a short while until the actual closet otakus decided that they needed to get their so-called greatest anime of all time, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, back to the top spot, and they subsequently downvoted Oshinoko. But I think this anime is deserving of a top anime. Never would I have thought that a series like Oshinoko would actually be something that I enjoyed watching, because this series has many things that I am not a part of. A K-pop community, idolization, all of these other things that I normally wouldn't identify with as a shonen only watcher myself. In fact, like I stated at the beginning, I intended to come into this series being dishonest, to find every sort of negative that I could find in order to disparage this series in any single way that I could possible. But unfortunately for me, when I sat down and watched just the first episode, I was captivated by this series. Like a mosquito to a UV light, or like an ant to a sticky trap. I was absolutely sucked into this series because it was amazing in so many different ways, and it continues to be amazing. This series does so many things well, and I honestly can't wait to see the second, third, fourth season, if there is one, animated, because the story just keeps getting better and better, and there's so many different things that they've yet to explain. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for similar content in the future. I will see you in the next video.